Hi, this is Vince from My New Old Heart. Run the Heart Healthy Vince blog over on Tumblr, and I'm here hanging out with my friend Chris today from Barrel Aged Films. We're going to make two different kinds of smoothies. Okay, the one I'm going with today is more of a traditional dairy and citrus-based kind of smoothie, using some heart healthy ingredients, and going to try and just put together a really good smoothie that's thick, cold, and full of flavor. All right, so we're going to start off first with our yogurt. This is going to be Greek yogurt, vanilla flavored, completely fat-free. Greek yogurt has double the amount of protein that the regular yogurt has, so if you have to choose, if you can get past the thick texture of it, Greek yogurt's the way to go. Some people are a little bit freaked out about that. We're going to use orange juice to help with kind of just bring everything together, give a liquid component to it. And we're going to use some frozen fruits, raspberries, blueberries, and mangoes. So hopefully all these things will come together and we can come up with something that tastes awesome. We're going to start off with the portion size of yogurt that we need. Now, a lot of times people don't really think about that. They see the calorie and the nutritional value on the side of the label, but they don't really pay attention to the amount that you're supposed to be using. Now, this is an 8-ounce container, well, 8-ounce serving. This is a 16-ounce container, so I can at least guesstimate that half of this is what we're going to need for this yogurt, or for this smoothie. Now, I'm just kind of guessing about, I know there's a measurement thing on this, so it's a little bit under. All right, so to start off with that, okay, we're going to just kind of eyeball the orange juice a little bit later, and I'm just going to eyeball these. This is going to be your fresh pineapple or your frozen pineapple. Give it some thickness. Some raspberries. Now, I'm not a huge raspberry fan, so of course you can tailor this to any way you want. But I'm not a huge fan of them, so I'm going to ease off on that a little bit. Blueberries have grown on me over the years, well, over the months really, since my heart attack, so I'm going to use that, a good amount of that. All right, and then now I'm going to put this on, buzz it. I'm going to put the ice in a little bit later, and the reason why I'm doing that is because there's already frozen items in here. I don't want to overwork the motor a little bit by putting ice in there as well. All right, so this is going to go here, puree. And now, of course, this yogurt is super thick, so I'm going to actually start cutting it with the OJ now. A little bit at a time. Alright, that's nicely incorporated. I'm going to put a couple ice cubes in here just to add some bulk to it. Now remember, we only started with 8 ounces worth, so this is not going to be a huge portion. Okay, so we're going to make sure that we're going to give it as much bulk as we can, and of course ice is completely calorie free and heart healthy. Alright, and then just going to give this a little bit of a buzz. Always start off with a pulse. And once it feels right, you just hit the thing. Okay, just to make sure, I'm going to pulse it a couple more times. If you hear any crackling, then you know there's still an ice cube in there, but it's seeming to be pretty good right now. All right, so I'm going to get a glass and we're going to glass this thing up. All right, got the smoothie going. Really nice consistency in there. It's nice and thick. We'll probably get some chunks of ice, little shards of ice coming in there when you drink it, which is kind of nice. Adds some texture. And we don't have any solids in here whatsoever, so the ice kind of will serve as a nice little texture, a nice little crunch to it. All right, let's see what happens here. That's pretty good. All right, so for heart health, we have blueberries, great antioxidants in that. We have mangoes as well. Vitamin C kind of adds a nice flavor to it, a nice tropical flavor. And raspberries, of course, have a lot of nutrients in them as well. Orange juice is a great liquid to use because it's packed full of flavor and also a lot of vitamins. The thing that concerns me about smoothies oftentimes is the amount of sugar that's in it, because now we're using 3 different kinds of fruits, orange juice, and which are generally high in sugar, but again, everything in moderation. Okay, I don't think you could probably live on smoothies for, for every meal that you have, but every now and then when you feel you need a pick-me-up, a natural pick-me-up, using sugars from fruits and foods is probably the best thing that you can do.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm with Barrel Aged Films, And Vince came over today. We're going to try to make some different kinds of smoothies for you guys so you can see one way of doing it with dairy and one way of doing it without. So let's do it up. Okay, so I don't like to use dairy, as I said. I like to use almond milk. That's basically the only kind of milk that I drink. I don't like soy, so this is a great alternative, and I use about 8 ounces. Okay, I went a little bit more than 8 ounces today, but just because that's all I had left, so let's see how it works out. Okay, next step, fruit time. I use a lot of frozen fruit to thicken it up. I don't use any yogurt, dairy, nothing. So I also put flaxseed and protein powder in here. First is the fruit. Let's go to it. So basically you can do any kind of frozen fruit that you want. You can do fresh fruit too if that's your thing. I like the frozen because it's so quick and easy. I don't have to cut anything, it's already right there. Today I'm going to use mangoes, pineapples, blueberries, and raspberries. What I like to do right before I put the fruit in, because sometimes it tends to splash, is I like to put my flaxseed and protein powder in first, and then it creates kind of a base. Flaxseed is great for you because it's got a lot of fiber and it's good in omega-3s. Ooh, that's good for your heart, Vince. So I don't ever measure anything out. It's just kind of whatever I feel. Pineapple's my favorite. Ooh. All right. Okay, so I have everything loaded in here. You can kind of, I don't know if you can see, but it's like really heavily fruit loaded. So sometimes I've noticed that because it's all frozen, when I put this on there, it might not work that well. And sometimes the blades kind of get like frozen up. So I might have to add a little bit more liquid to this. Nice and thick, no dairy, flaxseed, some organic fruit. Beautiful. God. That's beautiful. Here's to your heart.
Thanks for joining us today in our segment on smoothies. You saw 2 different kinds. Okay, one with protein powder in it that's non-dairy, and one that's dairy with fruits in it. Okay, hopefully you can take something away from either of these things, or one of them, and try and incorporate it into your heart-healthy living style. And hopefully some great things will happen. I want to thank Chris Ventura for doing this thing with me today, showing us his take on a smoothie. Please check him out on Barrel Age Films. Just look it up and see what you can find out of him. He's a great up-and-coming filmmaker who has a lot of great stuff out there already, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else he can come up with. All right, so again, thanks for joining us here on My New Old Heart, and we'll see you guys next time.
Kind of dairy, there's no yogurt to kind of thicken it up. I like to use a lot of fresh
A lot of fresh.
a lot of fresh
I'm
Like I said, so I need a way to thicken this up. I use a lot of God damn.
Just use this as much as you can. You know, maybe daily. Maybe once a day is probably pretty good. And fuck me. I used to get rid of it. I didn't even the whole ending. I didn't even use the banana.
That's awesome.
I forgot. I was so proud of using peeling the banana in front of people. I didn't even use it.